this is going to be a presentation that will give a quick overview, and we'll try to answer any questions that might come up along the way. And we're going to start without any further delays. So what we intend to cover in this, I guess, talk at this point, I want to briefly mention other programs that may be relevant for people thinking of joining our camp. I'm going to give a camp overview, share scholarship information. We'll go over policies and some procedures, and I will stop briefly at the registration information, and hopefully we'll have some questions at the end. So if you're not familiar with PAFA, we hope that you will take this opportunity to get familiar with PAFA. If you are familiar with PAFA, you're probably aware that there are wonderful programs, wonderful exhibitions. We have opening of one exhibitions literally taking place tomorrow. And our current exhibition, determined to be the sculptures of John Roden, is going to be on view till April 7th. So campers will not see that, but we encourage families to take advantage and come and see this exhibition. Now, Artist as Cultivator is actually going to be extended, and it's going to be through the first week of July. So our campers actually will be able to see the exhibition. And as you will see further in my presentation, we take advantage of the museum and try to take them to the museum as much as we can. So every week of camp, they go to PAFA galleries. There are a couple of family events that are coming up, and again, it's a great opportunity to see the museum, to meet staff, and to kind of see what other options we offer through youth and family programs, but also for adult participants. So this is just what's coming up. We have a great event that hope maybe you can bring your grandchildren. It's Family Arts Academy is the family workshop where we make art and families make art together. And this on March 10th, we're actually going to have it combined with another event dedicated to John Roden's travel, and that will be a performance of Indonesian dance group. So Family Arts Academy will take place at noon, and then after that, families will be invited to go to the performance auditorium and see the performance. And it's free for families, including museum admission at that time. And then, of course, save the date, April 28th, it's our spring festival, which celebrates the year-long family art programs that take place at PAFA. And there are some exciting events that's happening. You can check them out at pafa.org/events. And these are the links that will take you directly to family programs. I also want to mention continuing education program, which offers art classes and different kind of workshops for adults. Okay. Now, if you have a teen or pre-college person in your life, we also offer teen and pre-college programs, and summer registration for these programs open. Summer Academy is 4 weeks intensive art education for kids who intend to go to art school. Not only, but it's really for those who want to take seriously their art. It's through the application process. They have to present their portfolio. The application is open. It's on the website. And we also have 1 week summer intensives that are for high schoolers. They are more serious than camp, but the structure is that these are weekly intensive immersive programs dedicated to various art media. Now, camp, that's why we're here. So our camp is geared, kind of prepared. We work with kids ages 5 to 14, and the emphasis is really on celebrating their creativity, opening up opportunities for them to make different kinds of art, and also meet different kinds of people and children, make friends, and to kind of bring together their creative energy, but also their youth energy, and be introduced to the great cultural institution, the oldest museum in the country, and the oldest art school in America. What I can say proud in, and I worked at PAFA for 5 years, so I witnessed that, and I'm happy to say that we are able to continue to provide expert level instruction our instructors that we hire for camp and for other programs, they all practicing artists. They all have, well, artistic degree, but most importantly, they also art educators. So they work with children, they grade at their medium. We hire for specific camps. So if it's a printmaking camp, the instructor will be expert in printmaking. If it's comic book camp, these are instructors who will practice their own comic book making or have relationship with this industry. Now, we also keep camps very small, so little kids and never more than 15. Older camps, depending on the camp, sometimes can be stretched to 20. It really depends on the medium that camp is focusing on. So drawing camp can be a little larger, more kids. Printmaking camp or sculpture camp are going to be smaller. Each camp has teaching assistant, and each camp is striving to provide individual attention, because in addition to the instructor and the teaching assistant, we also have full-time staff that is available to assist kids who require special attention, either emotionally or if they need extra help with their technical skill. Camp takes place in the historic Cast Hall Studios. It's a dedicated space. Only us are in that space, so kids get to work in the historical studios where generations of American artists were trained. But also it's a safe space because it's not open for the public, so it's kind of contained, controlled environment. We end each camp with Friday show, where children are able to display their work that they prepared during the camp. Families and friends are invited. It's a great event. They're very proud to show their work. And it's usually kind of very exciting event for us as well. So that's a great event to attend. Families who come to see the camp exhibition also get free admission to the museum. So it's a great day to combine with a museum visit. And children are very proud to take their families to the museum because they saw it during the week. So they turn into kind of guides, and they can share information that they learned during their visit. And yes, camp galleries are kind of playground. I put a big quotes on playground because in addition to being children, but they also learn museum manners. So they get to learn how you behave in the galleries, how to preserve art for generations, for their children to come. But PAFA is open for the public only on certain days of the week. And we actually get to have museum galleries for ourselves. So that's also a great advantage of our camp. So if you go to the dedicated webpage for camp, it's pafa.org/camp. It's going to take you to something that looks like that. And there are links that will kind of help you navigate the page and jump you to the correct sections. And what I want to do is quickly to go through these links and highlight certain parts, information that is, in my view, kind of most important. But of course, you're welcome to ask questions. So overview, we start from June 24th. The camp continues for 7 weeks till August 9, runs Monday to Friday, except for July 4th. So July 4th is only 4 days of camp. The drop off starts early at 8:30, but the camp itself starts at 9. So you don't have to bring your child at 8:30. You can bring them at 8:45 or by 9 o'clock. But at 9, they go to the studios. Before that, they kind of hang out in the auditorium till everybody is gathered. We are unable to get children before 8:30 for very simple reason. The building is closed. The staff is not in place. So this is the earliest we can start taking children. And there is no extra charge for early drop off. The age groups are divided 5 to 6, 7 to 8, 9, 11, 12 to 14. And this year we're trying something new. We're opening a section that will focus on comics camp because they're ever popular. This is the camp that breaks my heart because I have like camp an equal amount of kids on the waiting list. So we're trying this year to make sure that everyone or this majority of kids who want to do comics can do that. And the age group is a little wider. So 11 to 14. So we'll see how it goes. Camp, as I said, is located in a historic landmark building. Occasionally we go to the second PAFA building across the plaza, but it's always kind of the transition is supervised and our security is always helping us. So they can go to that building for either lunch or to see other galleries, or for certain like visit archives, or to do other parts and kind of get to see other parts of PAFA Art School. To find information about transportation and parking, please go to PAFA visitor page. That's the museum page, and it has detailed information there. For those who plan to park, especially for Friday show, there are alternative parkings. PAFA's parking, we have discount, so we can discount your parking ticket, but it's still kind of expensive parking. So there are other places you can park cheaper. The cost of camp is $400 for the full week of camp. July 4th is prorated, so it's $320. Now, family membership gives you a strong discount. It's 15% discount for camp. Other programs sometimes 10%, but for camp we offer 15 discount if you're family level or higher. And anyone who plans to register, please get your membership first and then register for camp. It's just easier this way for you. You'll know that you'll have membership and we don't have to kind of run after each other. Now, if you have your membership, but you don't know if it's still valid or if it's expired, you can always reach out to membership@pafa.org or find it on the website. They will be happy to tell you, or you can email me and ask me. But if you got your membership for the previous camp last year, the chances are that it's expired since you probably got it in the summer. So it has to be valid during the camp itself and at the registration. Now, we also offer multi-camp discount. If you register for more than 3 camps, it's 10 off each camp, and it includes siblings. So if you have 2 children and you're registering for 2 camps each, it's 4 camps altogether, you can claim the discount. And we do have payment plans, so everyone is expected to pay $100 deposit at the registration, and then it's broken up depending on how far in advance you are registering. Now, some additional information which you will get when you register. You will get multiple emails about that. But again, just kind of to think about it, we offer light snack. We don't offer lunches, and we are unable to warm them up or keep them in the refrigerator. So every camper should come with lunches. We really emphasize not free lunches. We do get kids with serious allergies, so please remember that. Now we have filtered water that's provided for campers. We only ask to bring your own water bottles. Supplies, all supplies are provided for each camp. Please don't wear the best dress, even if it's Friday show. Camp is messy. They really use art and paint and glue and you name it. And then it can get chilly, especially if we go to the galleries. As we like to joke, galleries are for paintings, not for people. So dress up accordingly. So the schedule is posted. It doesn't look like that, and I don't have yet a fancy flyer because I really wanted to put the schedule out as soon as possible and open the registration. So if anyone has questions about any specific camps, feel free to email me. Basically, the way we structure camp is that little kids 5 to 6 have thematic camps, and they do really variety of different projects. So each camp will have different media. They don't really focus on one media. But we're very lucky. We have one dedicated instructor, and because she's teaching all 7 weeks of camp, she doesn't want to be bored. So each camp is really different project. So if your kid is signed up for like 5 weeks of camp, the chances are they will not do this. I mean, not the chances, they will not do the same thing again and again and again. So that's a really cool thing about little kids camp. Other camps all taught by different instructors. Some instructors teach more than one camp, but it's like you get to meet different instructors, different styles of teaching, but also different children, because they kind of it's always a mix, it's always a change, but there are also kids who signed for all 7 weeks. So the 7 to 8, as you can see, it's a little bit more It's kind of close and thematic, but they probably will focus a bit more on specific media, depends on the week of camp. And then 9 to 11 and 12 to 14, these are really start to be more media focused. However, I want to emphasize this is still an art camp. It's not art class. It's not art course. So yes, they will learn about comics. Yes, they will learn about drawing, but the idea is not to train them and give them skills in 5 days that they're in camp, but more to kind of introduce them to different media if this is younger group, or just give them a chance to immerse themselves in what they like to do and learn new things. But it's camp, and as I will show in a few slides, it has different objectives rather than art training. We have youth classes for that during the year. Camp supposed to be a restful time for that, for children. Okay, now daily schedule, just to give you a sense of how camp is structured. So arrival and check-in happens in auditorium. Then they go to their designated studios on Monday. It's kind of important to keep in mind. Parents also have to come in to check campers in and to check all information that we have on the information forms. It's also a chance to meet the instructor, to meet us, the staff, and also other parents. Then kids go on a kind of brief tour of the camp facilities, spaces, and parents can proceed with their week. They have snack during the day, they have breaks, they have lunch. We try to take them outside for lunch. On the photo on the top corner, we eat lunch on the plaza. It depends on the weather. If it's too hot, we're not going to torture them. If it's raining, we're not going to take them there. So we have alternative places for them to eat lunch in the other building. What else? So there are like 3 sessions of art making, and then there is dismissal. And dismissal, when you're ready, you learn a lot about dismissal. The important thing to remember is that kids cannot leave on their own unless they're 12 and older, and we have special parent permission to make them self-dismissed. Otherwise, you have to pick up your child or have a designated person picking them up. And we always ask for ID because different staff will work on dismissal. So expect to meet annoying staff who will ask you for ID, even if we know you. So that's kind of important part of safety. So Tuesday and Thursdays, this is the time when they visit to museum, when they visit the galleries, when they go to archives, depending on the age group, and really work on their art projects in preparation for the final show. Now, Wacky Wednesday, on Wednesdays, we have funny dress-up themed days. Now, Friday is an important day because everything goes as usual, except that this is the day when they finish in their projects, when they're setting up the exhibition. So they actually curate their own show in their own camp spaces. And then parents are invited, and we have a presentation auditorium with kind of glance through the week. And then everyone gets to see what kids have prepared. And then it's dismissal, and you go home carrying a lot of art projects with you. Okay, now just a few highlights that make us proud of our camp and also make it, I don't want to say unique, but I want to say special and strong. We emphasize, as I said, instruction, which is based on academic instruction tradition, keeping in mind that this is camp. Many of our instructors are PAFA alumni, so they bring their PAFA background with them, but also they learn, children learn, they don't learn academic tradition, it's just kind of foundation of art that we make. So they get familiar with different genres of painting, they get familiar with different media, they get creative, they work with Legos, but they don't assemble Lego pieces, they incorporate Legos into different sculptural projects. And they work from models and props, so it's really kind of nice blend of contemporary art approaches, crazy creativity, kind of think out of the box, and also some very classical things that they learn. As I said, Wacky Wednesday is the time when they get a chance to goof around. That's probably one of our favorite days because kids really take to heart the kind of dress up part. And what we discovered last year, which I don't remember if it was the years before, that our teens actually started to dress up. And we always thought that's for little kids. No, actually, teens really took it to heart. So instructors, sorry, camp assistants actually get to kind of come up with themes, and then we pick up a theme from hat, I think it is, and it's announced on Wednesday, so they can get ready and come on. Sorry, it's announced on Tuesday, so they can come ready on Wednesday. And some of them are, this one was space, I believe. Sometimes it can be like crazy hat or crazy socks. So really different. And camp is a place to make friends. So as much as we emphasize art making and instruction and kind of, getting what they love to do, because majority of our kids want to be in art camp, but we also have kids who don't know if they want to be in art camp. Or we have kids whose parents work nearby, so they don't want to make art, or they think they don't want to make art. They just have to be there because it's convenient for parent. So we really try to make sure that everyone gets to get in touch with their creative side, and not everyone is going to be, future Michelangelo, but everyone can make art and everyone can enjoy to make art. And it usually happens if you have a good company around you. So I get feedback from people that it's actually happening, and they continue to be in touch with the friends they met at camp during the school year. And I get requests of, can you make sure that we are in a camp with the friend that they met last year? So that also happens. No, I cannot make sure. You have to work with your friend. But it's just lovely to see that people really want to go back to camp and meet their friends there. So yes, arts, it's fun, and that's what we try to create an environment in camp when kids experience that. Now, back to the nitty-gritty. One of the most frequent questions I get is the scholarship question. We have limited, generous but limited number of scholarships through the funding from Hustle Foundation. And because I get a lot of applications for scholarship, I'm just kind of trying to, to navigate the space, and it's first come, first serve. But because we want to give as many scholarships as possible, sometimes we decide to kind of have more scholarships, maybe in smaller amounts. So this year I'm trying to kind of make sure that we give scholarships to more people. It's going to be 150 for previous scholarship recipients and 250 for new campers. And if you have siblings who apply for camp, it's okay. Like there can be more scholarship for one household, but for 1 week of camp, because again, we are trying to give chance to as many kids as we can. Now, another new thing that kind of introducing this year, that if you want to register for more camps, and the scholarship only covers 1 week, you can register at the additional discount rate, 15% off. It's like member rate, but you don't have to be a member. You don't have to purchase camp membership. So if you register for the scholarship week of camp and you decide, or you want right away to register for more, please get in touch with me and I'll send you the discount code. Now, the additional thing that we are able to offer and encourage people to take advantage of it, if you work in a city or if you kind of need to have after camp care. Camp is over at 3 o'clock, but we do have extended care. We call it after camp club because we kind of try to structure it as a club. All kids go into that club, and sometimes the age groups can be different and can be really fun. So like you can have older kids playing with the younger kids, but because of we don't know who is going to be in after camp, it's kind of fresh and new activities that our after camp assistants come up with almost every week. So that's a great space to be. They can continue to make art. They can just kind of unwind and read and do nothing. That's also okay because they get very intensive activities during the day. And that's incorrect number. I don't know what happened here, but number 1 before 50 was erased. So please make sure that you kind of take a note. It's 150 per week. It's not 50 per week. I apologize about that. So all of this and more you can read in the parent camp guide that is available on the website. It kind of gets you into nitty-gritty of drop-off, pickup procedures, and some other things that we covered today. It's so you can download it. It gives you location of PAFA. It gives you the windshield card that you can use if you're picking up by car. So hopefully this information is clear. If you still have questions, please do not hesitate to email me. So registration is open. If you go to pafa.org/camp, that's the registration button there. And it takes you to the site, to the service we use that helps us to process the registrations. It's a course storm, so the website will be PAFA Museum, pafa-museum.coursestorm.com. And this is kind of registration. That's where you pay for camp. Later on, closer to camp, I will send a form that will ask you for specific information about your child, health, like if there is any health related issues, emergency information, allergies, like stuff like that. So this is the form that you will also have to fill out, but closer to the camp. Now, the navigation of this camp is, it's kind of self-explanatory. It can be a little bit annoying because, especially if you're registering for multiple camp, you kind of will have to answer same questions again. Just please bear with that. Realize that I don't have control over everything on this website. And B, sometimes we have to ask same information again and again, because if you're registering for different week of camp, I need to have this information for every week of camp. So apologies in advance for anyone who is annoyed with too many similar or identical questions. Trust me, I spend a lot of time trying to minimize the repetitive aspects of the registration process. Now, another thing I want to mention is that when you register for the course term, you create the account. And you can, if you registered last year, you have the account with the course storm. So you don't have to create a new one. Ideally, you will remember which email you used when you registered. And that will help you to recover your password if you want to. And I encourage you to recover your passwords rather than create new account with a different email, because then I get into like 2 or 3 duplicated accounts for the same family, and it's just a little bureaucratic nightmare for me. So please, if you're not sure, you can ask me. I can look up your account, or you can just recover it via email if you remember which email you used. Now, the policies part, which I will try not to be too boring at this part of the presentation, but I do want to highlight a couple of things so you keep them in mind when you register. The policy is available on our website, which will be on like any page you're on in the family programs. You see youth and family programs, policies and procedures on the left-hand side bar. Most importantly, we encourage children to be respectful, instructors trained. They all art educators, they all work with children. So usually we don't have issues with behavioral issues. But we do want to emphasize that any kind of disruptive or harmful behavior cannot be tolerated, and we either will, but we work with parents on that. So if child has an issue, if child has a bad day, if somebody's misbehaving, we don't expel the child immediately. We will work with you. So if you hear that the child isn't happy about something, if you hear that somebody was kind of hurting their feelings or God forbid, hurting them physically, please share with us, because sometimes we don't see that, even though we have presence in camp at all time. Children find a way to do something that nobody saw what happened. So please talk if you hear anything, and we will address the issue. We are institution and camp that embraces diversity, and we want to give our children safe space where they can express themselves any way they want. So if they want to change their name, if they want to use different pronouns, we will respect that. So again, kind of just putting it out there, so you are aware. Photo and video images policy, I just want to kind of give you a heads up. You saw a lot of images of children in my presentation. Images help us to tell the story. Images help us to promote the story. We never we never publish the name of your child. And we're trying to be as respectful as possible with the way we use and present the images. Now, if you, for whatever reasons, don't want your child to be photographed, there is a way to tell me that in the camp information form. I just wanted to kind of say that we will appreciate if you give us the right to publish and use your child presence in camp or their artwork, as I said, because it really helps us to tell the story. Now, dismissal procedures, just to highlight that we cannot dismiss children younger than 12 years old on their own. It's a Pennsylvania law. Children who are older can be self-dismissed, and there is, again, like information form will help us to know who wants to be self-dismissed. And then if there is any custodial issues or disputes, we must release a child for a biological parent unless we have a document from the court. So in the camp information form, if you have reasons, and if you have individuals that we should not dismiss the child to, we will ask you to provide the documentation for that, okay? Now, registration changes. So if you're registering for camp and then you discover that you actually take a family vacation that week, it's okay till certain dates. I'm able to transfer your child to another camp as long as there is space in that camp. And it's pretty much up to the beginning of the camp. The only thing is that on Wednesdays, on Wednesday before the following camp, we print all rosters. We complete camp, like next camp registration. So if you have to change in the last moment, I must receive your changes no later than the Wednesday before the next camp starts. But transfer between camps is usually not an issue as long as there is space. Now, if you need to cancel, there are two options for cancellation. You can either convert it to PAFA's donation, or you can keep it as a credit for the next year registration. Now, any changes, any cancellation, I'm sorry, that take place will be assessed at 10% processing fee. This is the fee we pay for the CourtStorm, the website where registration happens. We absorb the fee when you register, but if you withdraw, we retain the fee just to compensate, at least for the fee part of the registration. You can cancel for the full refund minus 10% processing fee before March 31st, and you can cancel for 75% of tuition before May 15th. There are no refunds after May 15th. You can still cancel with credit after May 15th, okay? But refunds are not going to be processed, except for, when you either have illness, either of the child or in the family, some severe event, or if you withdraw from the camp that has, if you cancel the camp that has waiting list and somebody is willing to take your place. So the key is that somebody is actually willing to take your place, and that's why if you cancel on Monday and the camp, I'm sorry, on Sunday and the camp starts on Monday, I don't have time to find the replacement, so I won't be able to refund you. You'll have to do that at least by Wednesday, Thursday. Now, all refunds must be requested in writing. It's actually important thing to realize. I'm rarely at my desk, so phone is not the best way to contact me. Email is on my phone. I check it regularly, so email me. Even email me asking to call you is a faster way to get me rather than just call me and leave a message. Another thing that keep in mind that you can call my direct number and it will get to my mailbox. If you call PAFA's general number, your voice message may travel for a while until it gets to me. So again, email is much faster, much more secure.